Hey everyone, it's Matt, and I am back from MegaCon, and this is my haul. And needless to say, I made out pretty good. Alright everyone, hey, it's me, Matt. This is my MegaCon haul video, and I thought I'd break it up into categories, so I'm going to go over different, genres of things that I purchased. So first up is t-shirts. Anybody that's been in MegaCon knows that there are a ton of t-shirts to get there. From a wide range of genres and subjects. It's crazy the amount of t-shirts you can get there. And so, as you can see, I got quite a lot of t-shirts. So let's go through them. Of course, this one, classic, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I actually bought this for my wife. She absolutely adores that movie. Me? Not so much. I bought these four from the same vendor. He makes these really cool, themed t-shirts. They're a little, goofy. I've worn one in several videos. It's a Tatooine shirt. And so we had a bunch more this year, and they fit really good. They're extremely comfortable shirts. I highly recommend, if you see this guy at MegaCon, pick up some of his shirts. These things are fantastic, very comfortable, high quality t-shirts. This guy bought all these from the same guy. Let's see, Endor. And then I bought another Tatooine shirt. I already own it. The guy, it's so comfortable. I wear it all the time, and it's getting a little threadbare, so I had to buy a new one. That's how much I love that shirt. Then, of course, there's the old Tower of T-shirts guy. You can't miss him. It's the tallest structure inside. I got me a nice G.I. Joe shirt and a really cool retro-looking Thor shirt, which I saw that. I'm like, I like the color. I like classic Thor. That was an easy purchase for me. Got some old classic Star Wars stuff. I thought this was cool, really cool looking. And this guy had some Fallout merch, which I didn't find him until the last day, unfortunately. And he was sold out of all his Vault-Tec stuff. So all I had was like a Robco shirt, and I got a Robco hat from him, which I thought are pretty cool. Oh, there we go. Incoming shirt still. So what else did I get here? I bought so many I forgot. Oh, of course, my wife, being from West Virginia, had to get a Mothman shirt, of course. Really looking forward to going to the Mothman Museum up there and putting some cash in the Mothman statue's butt crack. I mean, I think that's you're kind of required to do that. Why they gave him such a juicy butt, I have no idea. Of course, Crowley's. I'm a big Supernatural fan. This is just the standard t-shirt you get for, being at MegaCon. The part of the VIP package that you get, they give you a bunch of free swag, and that was a t-shirt was one of the things. And this little goofy Star Trek shirt, let me get it out of here so you can see it better. Yeah, I just, you never know what you're going to see out of the corner of your eye, when you're walking around. And I saw this cool looking shirt. This guy, he draws them himself, and he puts them on t-shirts. And this was one that caught my eye. I thought it was kind of goofy, silly looking, It's this really cartoony, weird looking Spock into this little tiny shuttlecraft. I thought that was really funny and cool, so I snagged that. And yeah, the t-shirts generally run anywhere between $20 to $25. But yeah, that's actually it for all the t-shirts I got. I mean, I know that's a lot, but half of these probably won't fit right, and they'll turn into my sleep shirts or something like that, or maybe my wife will end up wearing them around. But yeah, that's it for my t-shirts. Now let's move into my swag that I got from MegaCon. All right, next up is the swag that I get as being a VIP at MegaCon. One of the things they gave me was a little Frodo figure, which I did not care about even remotely, so I gave it away to someone else that was there, and they were more than happy to take it from me. But they also gave me some comics, and it's always something DC themed. And and I'm not a huge DC fan, as I'm sure you guys are aware. But I hang on to these this year. So a lot of times I just give them away to people that are there, and they're glad to take them. They had these really cool covers for these Aquaman books. This one is mine and the other is my wife's. And we have a blind bag. Well, it's Batman Dark Knight Returns. I got two of these. So I thought it would be kind of fun if I just hung on to these and open them for you guys, so we can all get a good peek at them. So yeah, let's give this a look and see what's in here, because I have no idea. I mean, besides that, it's a comic, obviously. Ugh. They do not want you opening this. And I assume that both of these are the same, but you never know, so I'll open them both. Okay, yeah, it came with like a little backer board. And, oh yeah, wow, this thing is in like remarkably good condition. I mean, it looks fantastic. I mean, usually the comics they give you, they're just all just trashed, you know. But yeah, this is what I got. Right? Black and white cover. Dark Knight Returns. You know, this is and it's a reprint of, you know, The Dark Knight Returns #1, the classic Frank Miller story. And let's see the other one. I'm assuming it's the same, but I mean, you never know. So let's see. Because like they do these blind bag things now, which I'm not a particular fan of. I miss the days of comics, the covers being representative of what was going on inside that issue. I mean, who remembers those days? You know, I'd kind of like to go back to that. Let's see. Man, it's like the same makers of the Rubik's Cube. Oh, wow, it's a different cover. Look at this. This is kind of cool. And wow, yeah, it's in remarkably good shape. I mean, this thing looks... Oh, no, it's jacked up on the spine here on the back, you can see, because it's all black. So there's like some little folds and with color break. But yeah, this is the cover from the second one. So I got one and my wife got a different one. That's kind of cool. I like that. You know, part of like the free little bit of swag you get from your MegaCon. And it came with like a couple of other, we got a t-shirt, we got a couple of prints. I'll show you the prints we got. It's more DC stuff. We got these. It's this Supergirl print, you know, which honestly I only kept to show to you guys. I'm not going to do anything with this. I generally don't like prints. I prefer original artwork. And speaking of original artwork, let's move on to my artwork that I got at the convention. All right, so next is my artwork. There were 3 people I wanted to hit up at MegaCon. Greg Land, Simon Bisley, and it is Bisley because I actually asked him how to pronounce his name, and he said that it is Bisley. So Greg Land, Simon Bisley, and Amanda Connor. Amanda's the first one I came across, and she had a sign already up that she is not doing artwork at this convention. So now that leaves me 2, Greg Land and Simon Bisley. So I hit them both up, and their prices were pretty reasonable, right? Well, Greg Land's, his prices are always very reasonable. So I asked Greg Land for a Silk Spectre 2. That's the character from The Watchmen. And yeah, he did a fantastic, fantastic job. It was $450. I am very satisfied with what he gave me. And I'll send some photos to Guy so you can get a better look at this. I think it turned out beautifully. I'm more than happy with this. I'm extremely thrilled to have this. And then next, my Lobo from Simon Bisley. What was funny is I had wanted to get a Martial Law. I mean, I don't know how many of you remember that series, Martial Law, but I wanted something like that from him because I thought it was like in the same lines as, you know, Judge Dredd and stuff, who he has drawn Dredd in the past and stuff. But he said he wasn't familiar with that character and he wanted to do it justice, so it's not something he was really comfortable doing at the convention. So I asked him, okay, well, you're the artist. You tell me what's something you would feel comfortable doing. And of course, he said Lobo. Like, well, okay, Lobo. Lobo it is. So he was doing a half figure of Lobo for $600, and I thought that was very reasonable for, you know, Simon Bisley. So that's what I got. And it was, and each time it took them I got them the next day. You know, they got my number down and they texted me the next day, hey, your piece is ready. And so, I mean, that was it. And yeah, this is the Lobo I got from Simon Bisley for $600, as you can see. And I love it. This looks fantastic. And he said it was going to be black and white, but it is not. He's thrown in quite a bit of color in there, and it looks gorgeous. It looks absolutely gorgeous. I love this. This is really representative of his style. This is no mistaking. This is a Simon Bisley Lobo. I mean, no question whatsoever. I love it. well worth the money. But yeah, that was it for my art haul. That's it. All right, so next up is a little category that I would call arts and crafts. And if you're wondering, hey, Matt, where are the comics? This is a comic book channel. Don't worry, I've got plenty, and I've got some good ones. I'm saving the best for last. But okay, arts and crafts. And now I call it that because this is stuff that people have made themselves. You know, maybe there's some guy in his garage or some lady has got her spare room that she makes her arts and crafts and stuff in. So these are little homemade things that people make themselves. And I always love finding cool little things, unique things that you don't see everywhere else, you know? And so this one guy, he prints a lot of stuff on metal, right? So what caught my eye initially was he had all these like little bookmarks, and he had one from Stargate. You don't see Stargate merch anywhere, which is a real shame because Stargate SG-1, well, the movie is good, and the show is just amazingly good. Yeah, who doesn't love Teal'c and Jack O'Neill? And Sam and Daniel Jackson, that dynamic. But yeah, he had these little bookmarks and stuff, and these things were really cheap, and they're metal. And I got Stargate. I got, of course, a huge fan of Supernatural, and he had a bunch of like Star Wars. I got the Snow Speeder, Slave One, X-Wing. This is my other Stargate one. My wife wanted one because she's a huge fan too. The Falcon, of course, and I can't pass up having a Stan Lee bookmarker, obviously. But also I got, this is the original Enterprise. Let me see, get some glare. Okay, there we go. And I have an Enterprise shelf in my display. And I thought I have a small Enterprise on a stand. And I thought this would look really good behind that. And yeah, it fits in there. It's going to fit in there perfectly. And I thought this was really cool. And all this stuff, these were like a couple bucks each. And this was like $10. You can find this stuff really cheap, really cool, unique, interesting things at a really good price. And these people, they also, well, it's a different people altogether. I've got a Moon Knight from them, but they make these like little cool, like 3D shadow boxes. And I'm a huge Cowboy Bebop fan. I love Cowboy Bebop. And they had this immediately caught my eye. This was $30. Very cool. I know exactly where this is going to go up on my wall. And yeah, it's just like a little 3D, it's got everybody in there. And yeah, this is just really cool. It's small, $30, doesn't take up a lot of space. And I'm like, I loved it. I caught my eye right away, and I'm like, I'm definitely getting that. So yeah, I grabbed this, and they have all kinds of other stuff. And they even asked, they don't have a lot of like Marvel stuff. They had a Moon Knight, which I had bought from them the year prior. And they said, well, which Marvel characters would you like to see? I'm like, all of them, basically. I mean, Spider-Man, Iron Man, Hulk, Captain America, the Moon Knight one was cool. Wolverine, Deadpool, Nightcrawler. Yeah, I mean, all of them. Black Knight, Hawkeye. I just start alphabetically and just make those. You can't go wrong. Someone's going to buy one. And okay, this guy had these little prints, and he had these for $20 or each, or buy one or buy two, get one free, which worked out for me because he has these little prints, right? You can see these things, and it's for each of the movies in the Star Wars trilogy, right? And it's got this cool little like lightsaber thing underneath, right? It's got Luke's saber under there, so they all like connect together, and it's all three representative of all three movies. So this was $40. I'm like, okay, again, this is something that's unique. I haven't seen anything like this before, and I'm like, sold. Very cool. I thought these were really neat, and yeah, I'm gonna get these framed up, and I already have a spot on my wall in my home to put these up. But yeah, that's going to be it for arts and crafts. All right, so next is some other things of specific interest that I'm into. One is I have a Luke's saber from Return of the Jedi, and I've been looking for a companion piece to it, and so I snagged a Darth Vader lightsaber. Very cool. This thing's got some good weight to it. It's all metal. It's electronic. It's $300 for this thing. And it comes with there's an app you can connect to it and control all the features of the lightsaber, which is really cool. And it's rechargeable. Came with a little power cord. It's got little screws and stuff because it's got, of course, the blade attaches in here. And, it's got a little hole you put this little screw in with an Allen wrench and hold the blade into place. But I just have it just sitting in there for now. And I'll just show this. You just depress this, hold it down. There you go. And of course, it lights up. It does the sound effects, and you hit it. Very cool. $300. And you just kind of like give it a little twist, and then it lights up and then shuts off. I'm like, sold. I mean, $300. There was another guy that had a lot of lightsabers.
Power off.
There we go. And his were like $600-700. So I'm like, no. I checked this guy's out. He had the prices clearly marked on there. $300. I'm like, oh, they're gonna like do more for upgrades for like sound effect packages that I don't need. I mean, it's Vader Saber. I don't need it to change colors. I don't need to do any of that stuff. Just give me Vader Saber. That's what I want. He's like, no, I can give you the No Thrills one. It's $300. But then I get home and I connect to the app, and yeah, it does all kinds of other crazy stuff, which I will never use. But yeah, $300 was a great deal. I love it. For $300, that was a great price. And then also the only other thing I bought that's like, pre-made or mass-produced or whatever is a high-grade Gundam model kit. I don't think I've really talked about this a lot, but I love building Gundam models. I love it. Mostly master grade. I do that a lot, and my focus is really on the Principality of Xeon battles or suits, the mobile suits. I really like the stylized look they have of the Zaku, series of mobile suits and stuff. That's really, really cool to me. So that I do have some regular Gundams, but it's the Zaku series that I really like. I like the variety of them that they have and stuff. But yeah, I've got so many master grade models. I'm really kind of running out of the Zaku series master grade figures that I can build. So now I've started getting the high grade, which they're smaller. They're about half the size of the master grade figures. And of course, there's the perfect grade, which are gigantic. I only have one of those. And of course, it's Char's custom, Zaku 2, of course. But yeah, I saw this one and I came back around. I saw it again. And yeah, this was like, I think I put the price on here so I can just like show you guys. Yeah, $35. So yeah, that's a pretty standard price for, a high grade model kit, So yeah, not a great deal, but not a rip off either. So yeah, but let's move on to last but not least. Oh, I'm sorry. I do have more. I got some signed posters and stuff. Of course, me and my wife went and we got a ton of photo ops. We got like 13 photo ops at MegaCon, which there is no way we would have been able to get without our VIP passes. I mean, not a chance. Some of them were so close together that we were a little worried, but no, it just worked out. And with the VIP passes, we would not have been able to get that done. But yeah, we did. And also I got a bunch of autographs. I got a ton of autographs at MegaCon. And I'll get into my final one, which is the piece de resistance, But yeah, these are some autograph things I got signed. John Carpenter was there, so I got him to sign an Escape from New York poster, which I like The Thing better as a movie, but damn, this is a cool poster. I mean, hands down, one of the coolest movie posters out there. That is just awesome. And of course, I got, John Carpenter to sign it for me, and he put a little quote in there, and he said, president of what? If anybody is a fan of Escape from New York, you know exactly what that's in reference to. That was awesome meeting him. And he was just this grumpy, cranky old man. I loved it. What a great guy. But, it was, in good nature. And then Alex Baldwin was there. And I wouldn't say I love The Shadow, but it's a good, campy, fun movie that I own. I own a physical copy of this, and every now and then I'll pop it in and watch it. And that cast is crazy. I mean, you got Gandalf in there, you got Tim Curry, just Penelope Ann Miller, the dad from Everyone Loves Raymond, and also, the creature from Young Frankenstein, Peter Boyle, great actor. But yeah, he signed this for me, put it, to Matt. That was cool. And yeah, I used my VIP pass. I stood in line for like 2 minutes, and then walked right up there and got him to sign this for me. That was very cool. And then also I got Christopher Lambert was there. There we go. He was there. And of course, I'm going to get him to sign a Highlander poster for me. And of course, he gave a little quote on there. There can be only one. I mean, what else am I going to get? You know, of course, everyone would expect that. And then he signed it. Plus, we got a photo op with him too later on, which was very cool. But again, yeah, the VIP pass, man, that thing is worth its weight in gold when it comes to getting autographs and waiting in line for your photo ops and stuff like that. And then probably the coolest thing I got on my own is a Dredd poster. Yes, signed by Carl Urban. And he wrote, "I am the law," right? And then Lena Headey was right next to him. Of course, she played Mama in the movie, you know, the main villain. And she wrote, "You're a real piece of work, Dredd." That was one of her lines in the movie. And she was an absolute sweetheart. She was really nice. She was fun to talk to for just a quick second. Yeah, real sweetheart, real nice lady. But yeah, this was really, really cool. And then, of course, I don't have it now, but I had a Lord of the Rings poster because they kept announcing people, and it was driving me absolutely crazy that they're adding people, like big name people, and it's like 2 weeks away. Like, what are you doing? I've already purchased stuff. Stop, enough. But they got it up to 10 people from the Lord of the Rings movies that were going to be there. And so I had already bought the photo op for the 8 because they announced 8. They had the 4 Hobbits, Carl Urban, what's Orlando Bloom, Liv Tyler, and then John Rhys Davies, who was, Gimli, and Sala from Indiana Jones. So there was 8 of them there, right? And then they added David Wenham, who he wasn't in the first movie, but I had a Fellowship of the Rings poster, and he wasn't in that one. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to bother with him. I have a Fellowship poster. I'm not going to worry about him. But then they added John Noble, who played his father. Like, oh my God. Okay, now I got to do this. I got to get all 10. So I upgraded to the 10-person photo op, and I bought autograph tickets for David Wenham and John Noble as well. And so what I did is I took that poster to these people. They're called Alpha Omega. And what they do is they are an authorized signature series dealer. So anything you give to them to get signed, they will submit to CGC, and then you'll get it. And it's going to have, they get to take comics, 8x10s, posters, whatever. They will get it done for you. They send it to CGC, and you're going to come back with your signature series item. And in this case, I had a small 11x17 poster, and I gave that to them first thing when I got there Thursday. And then, case sometimes the people signing stuff will charge you extra for like little things, like little upgrades, like if you want them to sign the character name or something like that. And if I could purchase those in advance, I would. So everything I could purchase in advance, I did, and I gave to them. I said, hey, I'll check back with you Sunday, just in case if I owe you any more money or anything like that. And so then I came back Sunday. They're like, no, we're good. We're all square. We had the exact right amount of money, and we have your poster here if you'd like to see it before we send it off to CGC. I'm like, yes. So they showed me the poster, and yeah, they got everybody. They got all 8 because David Wenham and John Noble canceled, but they got everyone else on that poster, and that is awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And I'm going to get that authenticated at CGC, and I know Ian McKellen and even Viggo Mortensen have done private signings before, so if that comes up again, I'll probably ship it out and get me like an Ian McKellen on there. And if I could get everybody, like the big names, like Hugo Weaving, Viggo Mortensen, Ian McKellen, oh, yeah. Christopher Lee is not an option. He's passed away, sadly. But yeah, I'll get everybody I can on that sucker, and that'll be something I will just cherish forever. But yeah, now, last but not least, let's get to the comics. All right, so now I'm going to talk about all what comics I got. And this is not everything I got because it's a lot. I got a big stack of comics, and I didn't bring them all. I just brought like the highlights or things that represent a lot of the other books that I got. All right, so first off, I got an Iron Man number 19. And I left everything in the original bags and stuff that I purchased these in, so you can see these. This is how I found these. What this is the last Iron Man book that I need for my full run. I have a full run of Iron Man now, beginning with issue 1 after, Tales of Suspense. And I have some Tales of Suspense, but I don't have his first appearance. Obviously, I have not won the lottery as of yet, so I don't have that. But yeah, this represents the final book that I needed to complete my Iron Man run. So now I have it. I actually finished 4 comic runs because I only needed like 1, 2, or 3 more titles in the series to finish it off. And I've done that on 4 runs that I've been doing. I've been trying to complete. So yeah, MegaCon was a lot of fun for me, finding my little hidden gems. But yeah, this represents the last issue of Iron Man that I needed. And it's in remarkably good condition. It looks beautiful. It is a really nice bag and board. And this was $14. I paid $14 for this, which I thought I had on my little notes, $20. So yeah, I was very, very pleased with this. But yeah, that's the last one I needed. All right. Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. I've been trying to complete this series for quite a while. I needed like 4 or 5 of these because I got the number 1 issue a while ago. And I found a guy that had all of them at great prices. So I was able to complete this one run from the same vendor, which I thought man, that's cool. But was funny enough, he didn't have anything else I was looking for. The only thing he had that I needed was the Nick Fury Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., and he had all of them that I needed. So that was kind of fun. All right, and I got a ton of X-Men books. This guy had a whole big section of old X-Men books, and they were $7 each. Everything in this one section was $7 each. I'm like, okay, let me look through here and see what I can find. And normally all the X titles that I'm trying to find are usually around like $10, like around there. Because I'm trying to fill in like the older issues, of Uncanny X-Men. So I have the complete Byrne Claremont run. I have the complete Romita Jr. Claremont run. So I wanted that gap in between the 2 runs to fill in. And I nearly did it. I only need like 2 more of that run to fill in the gap between the 2. And this is just a few of the good ones. I mean, yeah, I got this. I mean, this is when Elenia Rasputin gets turned into an adult in limbo. And yeah, $7 for this, First Binary, again, $7 for this. This was in this going, guys, like whole X-Men lot. Again, $175. Again, $7. And these are not $7 books. These are just, all of these are anywhere between $20, $30, $40, $50, depending on condition. And these are in remarkably good condition. So, yeah, and also, what did I see? He had like 4 or 5 copies of X-Men 193, a book I just spoke about. It's the first appearance the canonical appearance of Firestar, in which you can find for almost nothing. That guy had a bunch of them in remarkably good condition for $7. So you can find these things. You just gotta. They weren't organized by number or anything like that. So you had to dig through everything. But he had like 5 long boxes full, which didn't take a lot of time. But again, I've only got 2 left in that run. This guy was able to fill it in. And he even gave me a break because I bought so many, which was, again, really cool. Right, and then next I have Submariner, number 48. This was the last one that I needed to complete my run. Submariner, right? I have the complete series now of his original series from 1968. And this is in really good condition. It's a Doom cover, so it's a little pricier. It's in really good shape. And this was $40, and I happily threw down $40 for this. And it completes my run. Yeah, really nice shape. Yeah, I'm very happy with this purchase. Yeah, $40. Really classic, cool cover with Doom. And there's Namor. I also found Tomb of Dracula. I have not completed this run yet. There are 3 issues I need. One of them is number 10, of course, the first appearance of Blade. But I found this. This is in really good condition. It's issue 16. It's an early issue. Those are a little pricier. This was $20. Again, well worth it for me. But yeah, I did see a Tomb of Dracula number 10 from one vendor. They had it up on, a rack, and asked if I could see it because I couldn't see the price or what condition it was in. So the lady, she got it down and showed me. And my budget for that book is $700. That's what I'm willing to spend for a Tomb of Dracula number 10. And it was $680 but somebody had signed it across the front. And it was just like in silver Sharpie. It was pretty good sized, you know. So like on a cover, it was probably, you know, that big, and it went across like the artwork on the cover. Like it was obscuring, it was across the Blade character. I'm like, who would sign it like that? And I couldn't read the signature. I'm like, well, whose signature is this? I asked her, and she said it was Marv Wolfman. Like, okay, it's not encapsulated or anything. It's not an authenticated signature. It's just some book with somebody's signature across it. I'm like, $680, that's a good price. But really what ruined it for me was that signature across the middle of the book. I didn't like the signature placement. Besides the fact that it could be anybody's, I'm like, you know, I'm going to pass. I passed on that. And I don't even regret it whatsoever. I think that was the right decision to make. It was the right decision for me anyway. And then later, I found another one. This one was CGC graded. It was an 8.0 for $1,300, which a first appearance of Blade for 8.0 at $1,300 is an incredibly fair price. That is a good price for that book. But that was outside my budget, so it wasn't even a consideration. But it was also signed by Marv Wolfman. I'm like, you know what? Can I see that? And they show me the book. The signatures weren't even close, not even remotely close. They didn't even look, because you could clearly see it was Marv Wolfman. That was his signature. It was clearly legible. And what did he do? He signed it across the top, across the title, not obscuring the friggin' artwork. I'm like, yeah, that is legitimate, because of course it's CGC authenticated. So yeah, again, I was super glad that I just listened to my gut and I didn't throw down $680 for a book that I consider damaged, you know, irrevocably, you know, with a fake signature on it, you know, and across the cover art, which is ridiculous. All right, but now my real gems that I picked up at MegaCon. So first off, this again completes my run of this series, and it is Marvel Superheroes Presents the first appearance of the Guardians of the Galaxy. And I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but this guy had it priced at $125. And I checked it out, and it's got, you know, it's got issues, of course. It's an older book. It's got some issues, but nothing that crazy to me. And I thought 125, I didn't even try to haggle with this guy. I was just sold. Here you go. Here's the money. Very happy to have this. I've been looking for it for a while at a decent price, and I found it at MegaCon. I'm very happy with this purchase. This is a fantastic book in really good shape. It's completely intact. Some issues, but very minor issues. I love it. And yes, Ghost Rider #1. This completes my Ghost Rider run. I have the entire original series of Ghost Rider now. This is the one I've been looking for. My budget for this book was $600. I wanted it in really nice condition, and wow, did I find it. And the guy I got it from wasn't even primarily selling comics. He wasn't even in the comic section of MegaCon, of the convention floor. He had a bunch of pop toys, like all over. He had a ton of pop toys. But if you look inside, he's got, you know, like a little section in the middle. You look inside, he's got a rack with a bunch of comics on it. See, that's the thing. You have to really take your time and look at every vendor that's there, because there's no telling that guy that's going to have that little short box in the corner on the ground, you know. And you go through there, oh my God, you find these absolute gems, which has happened to me before. I was at a horror convention. This guy had a little box on the ground, and he had a ton of like old Werewolf by Night and stuff, of old horror comics in there. And I ended up buying like half the box from him. But yeah, Ghost Rider #1. I was just, because I kind of saw like he was partially obscured, you know, so I saw, of course I recognized it, what it was. I'm like, hey, what's that? And the guy handed it to me. I'm like, do you mind if I look at this? And I always insist that they be the ones that take it out of the bag and board, because I'm not going to be that guy that is taking it out and I snag the tape on it and now there's a tear, or I drop it. I let them do it, and like either set it down or they hand it to me. And I checked it out, and wow, I was really, really surprised by the fantastic condition this book is in. And he had it priced at $450, as you can see right there, $450 for this, which I thought was an absolute steal based on the condition it's in. It's completely intact. The only real issues I see are just along the top. There's like a little bit of chipping on the cover and a little bit on the back, but not much. It's very, very minor. I would put this book at easily an 8, easily an 8.0. 7.5 to 8.0. I mean, definitely. There's nothing cut out, nothing missing. The spine is gorgeous. Corners are nice and crisp. Beautiful, beautiful book. And so when I'm looking at it, I'm like, the price is $4.50. So I'm like, okay, I'm buying this. I'm leaving with this book. Absolutely. And the guy says to me, "What are you thinking?" What? So I'm like, he's willing to bargain with me. So I said, "Will you take $400?" And he said, "Sure." So he knocked another $50 off a book that I think is probably worth double that. Like, wow, I didn't even have to try. So yeah, I got this for an absolute bargain. And it's in remarkably good shape. It completes my Ghost Rider run. I've been looking for one of these forever. Now I have it. Very thrilled. And the last book I had is not the most expensive at all by any means, but it is probably one of the coolest. Me and Guy are going to be making another video of our experiences at MegaCon, and we're going to give our review of everything that happened to us at MegaCon. And one of the things we did is I got to sit down with Jim Zub, current writer of Conan. Me and Guy are both huge fans of the Conan series. We get it every month without fail. It's a great book. If you're not reading it, you need to be. So I just got to sit down with him and, recorded it, and me and him talked for a good while about Conan. And as I was leaving, he hands me this. He just says, "Hey, here you go." And he says, "Matt, Conan is king. Jim Zub." I'm like, you know what? That was really cool. I mean, he is just an all-around real nice guy. Really cool to sit down and talk to. What a great guy. His heart is really into this book. He is a fan of it when he was a kid. And he said that when he got the opportunity to be writing Conan, he jumped at the chance. And even people that are involved in the book are really huge Conan fans, and they all want to be involved. And he said he's at the point now where people are artists are contacting him, want to do artwork and stuff for this book. They want to be involved in it. And that is awesome. You can tell that the passion is there. They want to be doing this, and they have a love of the character, which, I mean, you can't fake that. But yeah, he signed and just handed this to me. I thought that was really awesome from a really awesome guy. So yeah, that is my haul from MegaCon. I hope you enjoyed me going through everything. And hey, if you had some really cool finds or some stuff you picked up at MegaCon, come on over to our Facebook group and post some photos of stuff that you know, your little gems and stuff that you picked up. We love seeing that kind of stuff. So I hope you enjoyed it. So for now, what does Guy always say? Keep collecting comics, keep reading comics, support your local comic shops, keep watching our videos, and hit that like and subscribe. So that's it for me today. Bye.